and seen a Palestinian man being shot by soldiers yards from where he was standing, denied medical attention until he bled to death. It's up to us to start changing the narrative of what's happening in Palestine and the way that it's being reported. It's up to us to start calling out Israeli war crimes wherever we can. As Mohammed Al-Kurd, a resident of St. Grass, said the other day, ceasefire, yes, but now cease colonialism, cease apartheid, cease blockades, cease segregation, cease blocking the right of return of refugees, cease displacement, and cease home demolitions. Many people in Ireland have been activated by what we've seen on our social media accounts and our news feeds over the course of the last 2 weeks. Now is the time to start organising amongst ourselves and agitating for the rights and justice and freedom for the people of Palestine. Mary Manning in 1984 was 21 years old, working in gun stores in Henry Street when she refused to handle South African goods. Kicked off a 2-year industrial dispute, was vilified by the powers that be and people in the Dáil for doing so. And in the course of that action, put Ireland on the map as a country that will not stand for apartheid, will not stand for injustice, and will not stand for energised and with a clear idea of what you're going to do to help bring about justice in Palestine. Boycott Israeli products. Ask your local shop to stop stocking Israeli products. Boycott companies like AXA and Puma, who have got a vested interest in the infrastructure in Israel. Speak about Palestine with your friends and use terms such as apartheid and ethnic cleansing and oppression, because that's what it is. Insist that the local representatives do what they can for Palestine, and most importantly, stay human, keep Palestine alive, and keep looking after yourselves.
I would just like to pick up on something that the last speaker said. He was talking about the gun stores strike and how eventually that led to action on South Africa. What is very interesting is exactly the same arguments that were used to delay action against South Africa in the 1980s are the excuses that were used this time to fail to implement the Occupied Territories Bill. In his autobiography, Rory Quinn told us that Peter Sutherland, who was Attorney General in the coalition government in the mid-1980s, claimed that it would be against the European Union Treaty for Ireland to prohibit the importation of products from South Africa. As soon as Peter Sutherland was gone and he was replaced by a Labour Attorney General, that excuse disappeared. Ireland introduced prohibitions on the importation of South African products, and there was no reaction from the European Union. Last year, Simon Colby claimed that the Occupied Territories Bill was contrary to European Union law. It is not. It is allowed under Article 35 of the Treaty of Rome. Interestingly enough, Eamon Ryan, who was the leader of the Green Party that joined this government, which failed to implement the Occupied Territories Bill, he stood up in Parliament in January of last year, a month before the election, and he himself said that this Occupied Territories Bill is not against the European Union law. So the same lies that were told in the 1980s to delay effective action against apartheid in South Africa, exactly the same lies are being used today by exactly the same parties. We need to call out that line. We need to call out that line in 1980. We need to call out that line now. Don't forget, occupied territories bill. That's what we can really do as well as PDFs. But the thing that will set the program for around the world is if we implement the occupied territories bill. Thank you all for your support today for the Palestinian people. I'm going to be brief. After 11 days of demolitions of the homes, lands, killing the children, the elderly, all of them, I'm going to just claim victory for the Palestinian people today because for the first time kids in Palestine can sleep without F-16 hovering above them. So now they can sleep in peace. But just to make sure that this accusation won't be carried out again, we need to all just be supporting Palestine. And I'm quoting Chomsky because everybody, corrupted media, keep blaming Palestinians for defending themselves. Chomsky said, they took my water, they burned my olive tree, they destroyed my home, they took my land, they killed my mother, they imprisoned my father, and they humiliated us, they starved us all, and I am to blame if I throw our weapon. This is what he said. A strong image came from last week from two Gazan house, two brothers. They were exchanging their kids just in case if one of them lost his house and died, his kid will continue the struggle with the other. So such strong images, they need our support to continue their struggle Thank you again for your support and thanks for coming out.
Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! The occupation's got to go! The occupation's got to go!
Russia's up next, lads.
Mutilated corpses, rivers of blood, detached limbs lay on your sanctified lawn, upon which prophets and martyrs stood, pillars of faith you forbears, upholding all that is good. You gave refuge to your captives in their hour of need. Your roots of assumption, you planted that seed, graciously breaking bread with the Holocaust survivors. It is you who carry the standard of the emancipators. Now it is you who call out for the liberators. Will we laugh or cry at the irony that only the men of Palestine carry the bravery, that only the women of Palestine bear the humanity, that only the children of Palestine possess the capacity to sacrifice, to provide victories? Thank you so much for giving me another chance to express my solidarity with the Palestinian people.
I did it.
language you use is so important and why we must keep posting about it. It educates and raises awareness. It helps force leaders to step in. It exposes what the media hides. It promotes solidarity and humanity. And last but not least, it gives a voice to the voiceless. We are the voiceless for the voiceless. Over the last month, Israel has inflicted its worst violence in years in Palestine. And I feel so angry and helpless to even say that there has never been peace in Palestine due to Israeli occupation and persistent ethnic cleansing. Over the many decades that Palestinians have been locked in cycles of violence and their voice has been silenced across all forms of media, Palestinians are facing censorship at the hands of tech companies. Therefore, we must be their faces. Saying the Palestinian issue is complex is no excuse for not speaking up against Israeli crimes. Israeli and the Zionist propaganda in Euro-America and elsewhere is designed to conceal and hide the reality because it does not serve the Zionist political project. This does not mean that Zionism does not understand its own reality. For example, Zionist rhetoric speaks true, as we saw in most recent viral video. You will find the basic description of brutality. If I don't steal your home, someone else will steal it. They know that they are stealing, that they are there to eliminate and replace the native Palestinians. The lived experiences of fear in Palestine are far more violent, and for change to happen, there must be a collective will and action to break the fear barrier and to face the consequences for it together. It is time to say enough. Enough of this imprisonment, occupation, settlement, enough of invading the issue, enough of afraid to go to sleep because you may not see the morning of another day. Day of a righteous group in this area, a child who was born to live in fear. Afraid to leave the house once you are home, because while walking to your neighbor's place, you might be shot by any of them. Considering themselves the master race, afraid of open spaces since you could be killed with no one taking heed by soldiers or civilians and therefore loyal. Who could be more afraid, I underline, than Palestinians? Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
One more speaker, Project Zionism.
Great things have been said already, so I won't take much of your time. First of all, allow me to thank you everyone for showing up and for standing up for Palestine. Thank you for being the voice of the voiceless. Thank you for being the voice of the defenseless. It is said that the dead cannot call for justice. Therefore, it is the duty of those alive to do so. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And that's the least we can do from afar. Palestinians are being censored on social media as we speak. Mainstream and corporate media have been misleading and misinforming people for so long. They, alongside some governments, like to portray the issue as a war between two equal sides, rather than acknowledging that it is a matter of an oppressed standing up to an oppressor, a colonized standing up to a colonizer. Even as a ceasefire was declared yesterday, The mass killing, the detention, the settlement construction, the ethnic cleansing of Palestine will continue, as has been the case for over 70 years now. Palestinian refugees like myself will still be denied to return to a free Palestine, denied our right to return. It is therefore our duty to put an end to this ongoing trauma and tragedy. It is important that we keep the momentum going. We need to apply pressure on Israel by boycotting its products. We also need to apply pressure on our governments and politicians to adopt the just stand in Palestine. Put pressure on Israel and demand that it stops the daily human rights violations. Reach out to the government, to the TVs, and ask them to pass the occupied territories law and to expel the Israeli ambassador. The Irish people in particular know what it feels like to be oppressed, to be colonized, and to be brutalized. And that's why the island Palestine solidarity is stronger than ever.